Welcome back to Big Friendly Letters, the podcast for two creative minds. It's me, Bite-Sized AC. And as always, I'm joined by the indelible, indestructible J.J. Phillips, award-winning author, actress, and someone with news. You have news this week, J.J. What's the news? Let's get into it.
Oh my goodness, I'm going to be in another movie.
What did you get? What did you land? You landed a role. What was it?
Yeah, I'm in Valentine's Day Bluff, I believe. It's a My Bloody Valentine fan film.
That is incredible. Give us details. We want details. What's going on? How did you get hooked up with the project? Who's directing? Who's writing? What are you doing? Like, what's the whole... Give us the deets, man.
Okay, well, it kind of goes back to a long story. Remember Whorehound, right? Okay,
yes.
Well, I met this individual at Whorehound. I want to say it was 2016 in Cincinnati. It was really, really cool. We happened to be really busy that particular time, and this was their first Whorehound. And basically, they're sick and twisted. They are, I guess, the writer, director individual is Tom Smith. And he's...
Okay, so tell me about Tom Smith. Do you know him from other stuff, or what's him? Who's he from? Who's him? Why him? Why Tom Smith? Why is Tom Smith?
Why is Tom Smith? Because Tom Smith is awesome.
Yeah, just
okay. Yeah,
exactly. Just
he
why?
He is a great all-around one. First of all, he's a great artist. Second of all, he's a great all-around person, and he was a joy to be next to. And we actually really had a great time. We kind of fed off each other's energy throughout the whole convention, and it was really nice. It was really nice to have them there because, first of all, this was their first experience with Whorehound, and it was a good one, which is always really nice whenever you do something for the first time and it's really good. So I was very happy to hear about that. And then he'd never been to Cincinnati before, and Cincinnati is in my backyard, so it was kind of cool that way too. And they really had a great time, and we ended up just talking quite a bit. They were doing a movie at the time, or promoting a movie at the time, that got the police called on them in Pennsylvania because it was so bloody.
Wait.
It looked like someone really had committed a murder.
Get out. Get out. So did CSI show up? How's this play out now?
Basically what I was told is that the police showed up, and basically they had to prove that it was all props and it was fake blood and this was a movie set and this wasn't a real murder scene.
Wow. So I feel like my tax dollars are going to an incredible waste.
And
right
yeah, well, you don't live in Pennsylvania though.
Well, I know, but Chief Wiggum shows up to investigate the crime.
Well, they did.
Let's just be glad that nobody got shot.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. No, it wasn't like that at all. They were just really okay, so this is really a movie, and they're like, yes, it's a movie. We're sick and twisted FX. We do all this stuff. We do our own movies. We do our own special effects. We do all this stuff. Really cool that way. All right, and so the police are like, well, prove it. And they're like, okay, fine. This is fake blood. This is, not really an arm or something like that. I don't even know what was all there that they had to prove or use to prove to show that it was a movie set. But it was, and they did such a good job that they got the police called on them, which is always an awesome story for anybody.
Oh my God. So, all right. So outside of setting, I don't want to jump. I don't want to rush to conclusions. And I don't want to put you in pigeonhole you, but it seems like you hang out with a lot of people who pretend to be nefarious, and I'm worried that this is now becoming a cover story for the real crime that you're masterminding. And I'm like everybody else. I'm just waiting to see what your mastermind plan is.
In the famous words of Brittany Murphy, bless her heart, I'll never tell.
Oh, poor. R.I.P. Brittany Murphy.
Yeah.
Gone too soon.
Yes, but that was a great movie.
That's all right. We're joined also here on our Discord. Do you know a Randy?
Yes.
Is there a Randy in the room?
Him.
Okay, Randy is hanging out in the theater. He's not memeing in the Discord yet because nobody can really take on Scooter. But Randy has joined.
Yeah, he's actually a friend of mine.
Right on, man. Full house tonight. Okay, so sorry, I got distracted by Randy distracted me. Randy and Scooter are now teaming up to help ruin the show. Oh,
There
here
we
we go.
go.
Look at this. Here we go. We got some memes going. Nice, nice. I'm in noise through noise. All right,
Awesome,
so
actually.
sorry, I got distracted. So like, all right, you land this role. What are you gonna be doing? When do you have to go do it? Like, what?
See,
Give me the. So
this is where
excited
the
for
I
you.
don't know comes in because I have a big old whopping bucket of I don't know. Um, I know I
Okay.
was cast. I am cast as in a part because
Okay.
I was told so by management, and I also got a phone call from Tom. So I am in it. Yes, I casted it. I have no idea what I'm doing, and I have no idea when it's going to be, and I know it's in upstate Pennsylvania. I have to fly in.
No. You're gonna have to keep us updated. You're gonna have to when you have information that's been cleared through the proper channels, you're gonna have to give us some updates from the
Yeah,
set.
I will because I like I said, I'm not real sure about everything. I do know that the original minor guy has something to do with, but I'm pretty sure it is funding. But I thought for a second there that he was in it, but he's in some of the pictures, I think is what it is. I'm not sure. All I know is that it's really cool that he's even having something to do with it at all, period.
That is incredible. Do we have and in other related independent film news, do we have any more news on the Bloody Valentine 2 front?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm not
I'm
that
just,
cool. I don't
like
get that kind of information.
no, you are cool. Look, I've not seen anybody take a car to the face like that. I don't think
Oh,
ever.
thank
I
you.
think that's like really, I think, you did some really good bendy work there.
I did
You
my own
really look
stunts.
dead. So how does that work? Like, walk me through shooting that scene though. Like, how are you getting set up to get hit by a
Okay,
car?
so basically, I get picked up. It's basically very organic. Like there are no there's really no props or anything like that. It's basically set up to where I basically levitate, and then there's another cut where they do another scene, and I have to throw myself forward and throw myself back onto this crash pad. So that's basically how that stunt worked. But I had to do it pretty tough because I'm supposed to be getting hit by a car. So I have to throw myself forward and throw myself back like I would be getting hit by a car. So I have to basically fly back into this what I hope is a crash pad.
What I hope is that it's like the worst kind of trust fall in that if it goes wrong, you don't just hit the floor,
Break your
you potentially
tailbone. I
die.
know.
Yeah. That's like the worst kind of trust
Yeah,
fall.
yeah, and then you have to do it again. Yeah,
Oh
because
my God.
you
How many
scream.
takes? How many
Because it
takes?
sucks, and then you have to do it again.
Yeah.
So it was two.
Two. That's not too bad, man. You knocked it out in two takes. That's kind of pro.
I was actually pretty proud of myself on that one. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you should be. I'm not gonna be getting hit by a car on film anytime soon. I can promise you that. Because like you're explaining the stunt to me, and once you get to crash pad, I'm out. That's a no from me,
Well,
dog.
I
I'm out.
I used to kind of do like flying through the air a lot, so it's like flying backwards is nothing for me. That's kind of normal. Oh, you knew that I was a gymnast,
And
right?
yeah, I did not. I knew that you had a history with gymnastiques, but I was not sure what exactly the history was. So you were a
Yeah,
gymnast, is what you're
I
saying.
used to do gymnastics. We'll say it that way.
Okay, and what age range was this? How long did this
Oh, it's been
span?
like most of my, I don't know, adolescence.
Okay, so you started at what age? What age did you start doing
Oh God,
gymnastiques?
I want to say I was like really little. Not like little, but young. Um, Gosh, I'm trying to remember what, because I remember the leotard. I remember this leotard I picked
That's
out.
like the best
Yeah, because
part.
I liked it and it was really
Yeah.
cute and it was full of all these colors. And yes, I can do that.
So I was in gymnastiques as well when I was a kid, but I went to do. They put me in the uneven parallel bars, and I spent more time playing with the chalk than doing anything else.
Not anymore though. Yeah, I can't do anything anymore. I'm old. But yeah, when I was younger, I was pretty good. But then I went into cheerleading after that. So
Okay, so then how long did you do the cheer? I mean, like you could do like a there it is.
That's
There's
awesome.
actual footage. Yep. There's actual footage of JJ as a kid. Oh, there it is. That looks like footage of me trying to do anything. Like
It's
honestly,
labeled Adam.
I'm gonna get it to. Oh no.
That's not even nice.
No, mine was you had to find someone way more awkward and like lanky and sort of like stick man looking. I was a thin kid, man. I was like weighed like a
believe
buck
that.
10 wet
I really do.
with somebody else's clothes on. Yeah, man. I was
I've been
tiny.
next to you
I was
before.
like
I could believe that.
yeah, that's more accurate. Scooter's in the Discord now putting in the Napoleon Dynamite link. That's much more accurate to what my gymnastics actually look like because that's me getting ready to do uneven parallel bars. All right there. Just doing a dance, just all up in. I'm doing like the LeBron James with the chalk, just in the air. That's me.
Oh my goodness gracious, that's beautiful.
Driving the coach crazy. So as we always do it on BFL, and we talk creative projects, we talk creators and content creators and creative people, and we get into the creative, wonderful, and weird mind of JJ Phillips. So in that process, and because of that, listeners, it's time to ask JJ Phillips, what about the sequel to the novel? How's it going?
Oh my gosh, you do this to me like all the time.
Every week. No,
We're
every
supposed to be
week.
friends,
Every
man.
week. We are friends. I'm politely motivating you to just let you know that there's eyes on the
I'm
project.
probably thinking 2023 at the earliest, and all honesty.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's okay. I can ask you about it every day till 2023. I can put it in the calendar. Hold on. There it is. And set in the calendar.
Wonderful.
We're good.
Yay.
Wonderful. No under pressure.
Oh my
Dun, dun,
gosh,
dun,
I
dun,
love that
dun, dun.
song.
Yeah, I wonder if Vanilla Ice knows that Queen used his riff there.
I
wonder
don't
if they're mad
know.
about
I
that.
imagine. I don't know. We could probably ask him.
People are throwing things at their podcatchers right now. People are so mad.
I know exactly.
Yeah.
I can feel it right now. It's
You can trigger people pretty easy with saying stuff like, I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but Darth Vader's my favorite character. Stuff like that. Like people they lose their
oh my
shiznit.
God, that's awesome. Actually, I really like that one. I might use that one sometime just to watch somebody lose their shiznit on me.
Or like if someone's talking any content, it doesn't matter. Lord of the Rings, Star Trek, Star Wars, anything, right? Then you just go, yeah, but I was really intrigued by that Chad Vader character, and then just sort of take it from there. And then you go like, you didn't see the rare deleted import scenes from the UK with Chad Vader. Oh my gosh, are you even a fan? That's and you just go down that line.
You don't do these in like large groups or anything because you may get assaulted.
No, I don't. First of all, I avoid large groups like the plague. And then also, I haven't been. Honestly, I've not been in a group like that or in a group of fellow fans and fellow nerds since Horror Hound. Since pandemic shut everything out. Yeah, man, it's been a while. It's been a hot minute. I haven't been to any live shows, anything. I know, I'm dying.
Randall, in case you didn't know, I met Adam at Horror Hound Indianapolis, right?
That is correct. Horror Hound Indie.
We became fast friends, and this is our little podcast thing that we do. And we're talking to each other and hanging out, and we're working up to other stuff, and we'll see what goes on.
Yeah, and now in the next episode, Randy, you will be specifically mentioned. So now you can listen to a podcast that specifically mentions you.
Oh, I bet he feels special.
We're talking directly to Randy. That's right. This episode is for Randy. We might name this episode Randy. This would be the Randy episode.
Well, I don't know how he feels about Randy. I've never called him Randy.
I bet it makes him Randy.
Randall. I've never called him Randy.
Well, okay, but he put Randy in his own nickname. I mean, if he wants to change his nickname, that's fine. But I'm gonna, if you enter Discord as Randy, I'm gonna call you Randy unless you put something else.
I didn't know. I can't even see that. I don't know where that is.
Yeah, so he'll have to change his Discord nickname if he wants.
I don't know
if he
that
wants
he
to be
cares.
referred to as Randall.
I don't know if he cares necessarily. I just never called him that, so it's kind of weird to hear it. That's all. Anyway.
That's all.
It would be good he knows.
We'll call him. Yeah, now he knows that this podcast is dedicated to Randy and brought to you by the letter R.
Yeah, there you go. Well, I thought it might be cool to let him know exactly how this thing happened and how we got here. So that was kind of cool.
The improbability drive is how we got
It was
here.
very improbable, actually. It was a very, very weird thing that we met, actually. It was.
It was. A random. There was a random split in space time, and for a moment, our two universes coexisted long enough for us to make contact, so that when we went back to our adjacent universes, we could then still communicate.
Yes, all across the multiverse.
All across the multiverse, except I don't go to your multiverse because it's bloody and scary, and I don't want to die. You do, I mean, that's.
Oh no! We'd have a
nothing
dinner
personal.
party for you.
I see. That's what worries me, though. Is that's what I'm concerned about.
No. The first, no. You get to enjoy the first meal, I believe.
Oh, do you get one for
I
free?
think you get one,
You get one
so that
meal?
way you kind of relax, and then yeah.
Okay. All right. So you get one, so I can all right, I can do one then. I might swing out to Ohio for
Yeah, and then
one.
you have to fly away
But-
far, far away.
Yeah, I have to run like
Oh
a
my
puppet.
gosh, like that little one that you had on one of my what was it, the post that I put my picture on, and you put this little puppet that runs away from everything, and I thought that was the cutest thing ever.
That's that's one of my favorites. There it is. Yep.
Oh my gosh. No, and the second picture right here, the one with the tea kettle and the blood everywhere, that's me cutting myself with a stupid ass knife.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. You were really unfortunate with
Yeah,
knives.
I give myself stitches though in my own kitchen, so I mean, whatever.
Oh my gosh, that thing
I
is.
don't even really.
I can't. I
yeah.
don't know. Is that NSFW? Is that picture safe for work? I don't know. What is that?
People can.
Is there too much? What? How much
Well,
blood?
I probably should have gone to the hospital on that one. I'll be honest, but no, I didn't. I just basically I put it all back together myself. So.
Oh my God! You stitched that up by yourself. That gash.
Yes, I do. I have all the stuff at the house anyway. So basically, all it comes down to is me giving commands on what I need, and finding what I need and getting what I need and doing that. So I do have a cream that I put together because it has a stable chemical reaction, and it has it's like basically kind of like a hydrocortisone cream with a topical analgesic.
Wait. It's a what?
An anesthetic. It's a topical anesthetic with an antibacterial.
Oh, okay.
And I put that on there, and that actually helps with the blood issue. And that way you can get it cleaned up pretty quickly, and then you can get it basically sew it back together.
Oh my gosh, you're doing like actual work. Where did you learn to sew together human flesh,
I learned how
JJ?
to do that in school.
You had a
You
flesh
have a lot of
sewing
didn't
class.
you ever take biology?
I took biology, but we never worked on reattaching human limbs.
No. We
though.
never attached.
No,
No,
we
no,
didn't
we
get to
didn't do
that.
that in that school. No, but we
Oh,
did
no,
take apart a
okay.
cat, I believe.
Well, so most of us did frogs. Your
I
school
think it
did
was
cat.
I do think we did a cat. I'm not sure. I can't remember. It was a long time ago. I'm 100 years old, so I mean, what am I supposed to do here?
Wait, did you?
I have a book on anatomy if you'd like it. I do have one. I have a really Martinelli's Atlas.
Oh, my God. So is that like Grey's Anatomy? Is
Yeah,
that like
it's a
thing?
real-
Is
yeah,
that
it's a
sort of
real
like Grey's
thing.
Anatomy?
You go to school. Yeah, I
Ladies
did
and-
it. I did anatomy and
ladies and gentlemen,
physiology
we
and
got
all
a-
that stuff, and yeah, you name it, I did it.
So okay, so not only so I would say like this: a butcher is to a cow as JJ is to murder.
Oh my gosh!
Does that seem accurate?
No. I murder people in my mind.
okay. No, but you're very good
Thank
at
you.
it though. You're very surgical.
Well, that's
in
that's a good thing, right?
Yeah, if you can also take a look, if we have Randy is going off in the Discord chat, followed up by Chris and Nola. We've got people getting points in the Discord and memeing off with Scott. It's very difficult to record the show, but you know what? Points to JJ and me for continuing on topic, even though
Oh my goodness.
everyone is going nuts in the
actually
chat
really
room.
cool.
I feel like
We're good at this. Yeah.
They're so good at this right now. I like. Oh man, the professional memes so dope.
Oh my goodness gracious. What in the world is that?
Listeners, if you wanna meme along with us, you can always join us at the Hyperreal Media Group Discord. You can check us out. You can get a link off of I think Twitter somewhere. Scooter's out on Twitter doing Twitter magic things.
Cool.
At BFL42, I believe, is the handle. He'll correct me if I'm incorrect.
Oh, he always corrects you. He corrects you anyway. You don't even have to be
does,
incorrect.
and
You could just write the same thing, and he writes it, so he's right.
Do you know what? I asked Scooter for show notes for this show, and he sent me the show notes, and they said same show notes as last week.
God,
same topic, like
that's funny.
same outline. Yeah, just the same. It was the exact. It was just like same stuff,
You
man.
literally just sit there and go, "What the hell is this?"
No, I roll with it, man. It's Scooter. You know, you got to give him. He's killing it on Twitter right now, so I got to give him some leeway. He's working overtime on the Twitter.
He's actually a really, really great guy. I think you guys would get. I mean, I don't know. I didn't really ask him too much, but I do believe you guys would get along like amazingly well.
I suspect that might be the case.
You both are really cool people, and you both accentuate each other's personalities. I can tell.
Yeah, and it's plus, you know, it's fun hanging out with Scooter because he makes me feel like really cool. You know what I mean? Because like anywhere else I hang out, I'm not the cool person. When you hang out with Scooter, he lets you be the cool person. He lets you be the cool guy. You know, and not everybody does that. Not everybody does that. You know, some people, they got to be the center of attention, not Scooter.
I actually really like. I actually like the fact that he's not afraid to like just step in though when he needs to be. You know, he's really good at that.
He's sort of like. You ever go to like a club or a bar and you see a bouncer that's like, there's a bouncer that's like 6'3" and one that's like 6'2", and there's one bouncer that's like 5'3", and then like you're like, what's that guy gonna do? And then later you see like a big altercation in the club, and that dude just like throwing his whole body into the middle of it, like
yes.
You're like, you shall not pass. That's
oh my
Scooter.
gosh! Oh goodness gracious! Sometime you will have to talk to him about college.
Did he go? He went to college. Oh, he's got a leg up on you.
You got to talk to him about college because, boy, we could just sit there all day. But yeah, he's got some stories for you.
Oh, I'm gonna have to get Scooter on tape on record with some of these college stories that he has. But according to him, he's like a nun. Oh. No, he's like a nun. He never did anything wrong ever. Yeah. Oh man. Tell me it's somewhere.
So
like it's on.
Too. It's so funny.
Is it on his lower back?
He doesn't have a tramp stamp.
Is it a tramp stamp?
Not a tramp stamp. I actually think that'd be cool if he got one now. He could get our logo tramp stamped on him.
Oh my gosh, we would have to get to like 3 million listeners, I think, before
we could strike that kind of deal. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, no, it'd have to be like an incredible number of listeners before Scooter would get the logo tattooed on his body.
You know, and I think it would have to be plus. I mean, I don't know, like maybe multiplied by like at least 10 more for the tramp stamp idea.
Well, the tramp stamp, I feel like that's more like 10 million. That's like a 10 million listener
way
thing.
More than 3 million.
Yeah. Because at 10 million listeners, you can get the tramp stamp, and then you don't have to come out of your house anymore, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? Like,
nobody's going anywhere because nobody cares.
Nobody's going. They don't matter anyway. Yeah, man.
Well, I mean, I swear, I'm pretty much a hermit these days anyway. So.
Yeah, I don't know. Like people are like, quarantine's over, and I'm like, no, it's not.
Actually,
like quarantine for life.
I do like that though.
Yeah, I did too. Did you find as a creative locked in your house under quarantine, did you find that it was actually sort of refreshing?
Well,
for you?
it was because I got to concentrate on other things. I was like, I decided I was going to like start new hobbies, and then I started doing other stuff, and you know, I diverted my attention, I guess is basically what I did. And it was kind of nice because I didn't really go out very much anyway to begin with, and I have a pretty bad social anxiety disorder, and it's a pretty decent disorder, like size wise, and yeah, I'm medicated for it and everything, so it's a pretty nasty one. And so I didn't really go out very often anyway. So, and when I did, I always felt like I had leprosy. So it was kind of it was kind of nice to like not have any pressure to go anywhere or do anything unless I wanted to. And I really usually don't really go very much of anywhere unless I have to, or I'm only going to be there for like a few hours, or I only need to be present for a few hours, but I can electively stay longer if I want, kind of thing.
Yeah, for me, like the whole pandemic thing and the lockdowns and all this other stuff, like uh, I think that the biggest problem was it showed people like, hey, wait a minute, if I can work from home, why can't I work from home? Like if I
Ooh.
can order groceries and not go to the store, why am I going to the store? If I can order groceries online and pick them up and not have to
I
see
can have them
like why am I
delivered,
seeing all
which
these
I used to have
people?
my groceries delivered
Right.
years ago, like 15 years ago. And I didn't know that was
Okay.
not, when I moved to Ohio, I found out that that wasn't a
Hmm.
normal thing because I had a hard time finding food delivery services. So,
Yeah, to me it seems super normal. Does Ohio still have the drive-through gas
I
stations
think I
still?
saw
Is that still a
one.
thing?
I've seen one.
Oh, I miss those so much. They don't have them here.
That's a boo hiss. But yeah, I didn't really. I had a hard time finding them. But then I obviously off pandemic slash post pandemic or whatever. They were like grocery stores were just delivering your food again. So that was kind of nice. I didn't have to go to the grocery store because I don't like to actually go shopping at all.
Yeah, me neither. That's like I hate going to a grocery store.
Mm.
Like, just there's nothing worse for me. Like, unless for me, unless I'm going to a grocery store that's like small or local, I can do that. But like any Meijer, Walmart, any grocery store you can name off the top of your head, Strack and Van Til and Michaels and whatever. Michaels not a grocery store, but that's not one. But anyway, any place like that. But even for me, this is going to sound sacrilege, but even for me, like Staples and like Office Depot is too much for me. I can't with those.
I actually understand. It really depends on what time of day I'm doing it or where I'm going and what I'm doing. But sometimes it can get uncomfortable because that poster, that author bio picture is everywhere and I get recognized.
Oh yeah, see, I don't have that. I don't have to worry about
It,
that.
it
I
happens every
got the
once in a
luxury of
while.
being
It doesn't.
anonymous.
It's not like an all the time thing I have to worry about or anything like that. But it is kind of weird because it does happen, and it's like when you don't expect it and you look like all hell, you know. God.
No, I feel. Oh, that has to be the worst,
I
man.
literally
Like
look like
because
hell in
I'm
a
sure.
handbasket. I'm fucking awful looking, and I probably look like 50 years older than I really am, and I'm just like so tired, and then that's the time that not when I actually look like I don't know a living person.
See, to me, like I feel like the people who recognize you and see you, they're just like, oh my gosh, that's so dope. Like, but you can't get out of your own headspace, and you're like, oh my god, I feel so like tired and blah 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 blah. Like you're in your head and you're like, having this, the air sucked out of the room, but meanwhile they're just over the
That
moon.
happened to me a couple times at a couple different places, like nightclub type places, and that was an interesting situation, and that was weird for me because I just was just kind of like I'm still that I don't see that I don't understand that and I don't get it because I'm not that cool. I mean, seriously, it's like not that big a deal. I'm just me and I'm hanging out. It's kind of one of those
Yeah,
weird
I've
things
heard.
that kind of makes me a little bit uncomfortable because I don't know what to do.
So I'm trying to imagine myself in that scenario where I'm getting recognized by somebody for, So the only way that I get recognized is like, oh, I know your family, or I know a friend of yours, or we hung out once at a thing or whatever, right? Like that's sort of like the one-on-one, like, oh, I know this dude. But like if someone came up to me and was like, oh, you're, bite-sized AC from whatever one of the things that I'm doing, that would, first of all, I would blow my mind. I'd be like, who put you up to this,
How
right? Like,
cute.
how much did they pay you? But after that, I don't know, man. Like, that's got to be kind of mind blowing, though. I've never really thought about what it would be like to be in that
Strange.
position.
it's very strange. It's kind of like one of those. I joked around because the first time it happened to me, it felt surreal. Staring at this person. This person's like staring at me, holding my book in their hand. I'm at a club. I'm sitting there, and they're asking me to sign it, and I'm like, oh, okay, sure. Yeah. And they're like, picture? I'm like, okay. I mean, I didn't know what to do. I mean, at least I didn't look like hell, which is always nice. Every once in a while, I actually get to look like a living, walking human being. And then those are the times when nobody recognizes me at all. That's always great. No, but that one time I did actually look pretty okay. And then there was like another time where I actually had my face on, and I was actually dressed nice and not wearing 2-day-old sweatpants and, like, I don't know, some slippers I wear outside.
Outside. See, you got to know where your towel is. You got to have a nice
I
outside
am
robe.
not kidding you. I look like a homeless bum 9 times out of 10. I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so yeah, Scooter in the Discord has put in the JJ's normal photo, which to me is that's not the normal JJ photo. That's the JJ on point, like doing interviews photo. But the actual JJ photo, as we've covered extensively, is the Queen of the Damned cosplay.
Thank
That's the
you.
actual
Yeah,
JJ
that's a
photo.
fun.
Get it correct, Scooter.
That was a fun one,
Scooter,
actually.
he
Yeah.
doesn't. It's yeah, that one's crazy just because like it's so accurate, like it's ridiculous.
But anyway, to answer your question, no, it's weird, and it's one of those things that you just kind of you expect that you would probably handle it better than you do. Does that make sense to anybody?
That makes a lot of sense because I'm still swimming in my mind on like exactly how I'd get a grip
Doesn't
on
happen
that.
very often, like I said, but when it does happen, 9 times out of 10, I look like hell, and I look like I haven't slept in days, and I look like I also haven't, I'm just, like I said, I look like crap usually when this happens, and it's been kind of embarrassing, but there's only been a couple times where I actually was out and about and actually not trying to look horrible.
Is it awkward when people are like they come up to you like, "Oh my gosh, JJ,"
They're
and blah
like,
blah
you're
blah,
so
and they're
much prettier
expecting
in
some
real life is what I
recognition?
get a lot. Which is
Wow,
weird.
is that a
I don't
compliment?
know.
I don't understand. Like, I
I
get that
had
it
it
comes from
said
a
to me
good
like
place, and they're
probably about a good dozen times, like my face. And I'm trying to figure out whether I think it's a nice thing. I think it's meant to be nice.
no, it definitely comes from a good place. It's definitely coming from not a mean place. But what I'm saying is, if someone came up to me and be like, "Oh my gosh, you actually don't look like shit," I would be like, "Wait, what? Is that a? I mean,
Ouch.
wait,
Ouch.
what? Like,
That hurt kind of. I feel the abrasion.
right? Like, exactly. Like, thanks. I think maybe not. I'm not sure. Let me get back to you.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of what that. I mean, they're being really nice, and I think it's not. I think it's meant to be nice. I mean, I think it's meant to be flattering even, but it kind of catches you off guard because you don't know whether to say thank you or oh. 'Cause- yeah, I
Right.
mean, how do I respond to that? I don't know. There's nothing there's no class that tells you exactly how to respond to that kind of thing, which is very interesting and weird. Like when it does happen, it's very surreal and very weird thing to happen. And then you just kind of just smile and nod while they go on and tell you pretty much their entire life story and how you've affected them.
That's got to be the payoff, though, right? I mean, isn't that
amazing.
part of the payoff for all of the creative projects that you're
It's
involved with?
amazing. I mean, when I actually talk to somebody that's actually read my work and then talks about how it affected the way they think about this or what they do with that or how they feel about this or whatever it is that they have in their head that happened to them or how they feel about things, and then they tell me about it. That's really cool. That's kind of one of those things where you don't know how to, it's like more like you want to say thank you, but thank you isn't enough.
Yeah, like what do you? Yeah, like I don't even know where you go from there with like. 'Cause I'd still be stuck on like, wait, you know me though from like not knowing me, but you know me from like the thing I do. I'd still be stuck
I
on
have
that.
people that say that they've dated me. They have never dated me before. that don't, that never. I have people
Oh,
that say
do you have
that
people
they
that
know me that don't know me at all. Have never even met me in person. That's kind of normal.
do you think that people like have a lot of people come up to you and been like, "Oh, I know you from high school," or "We used to date," or "I knew you from like this party was at," but really they're recognizing you from one of your projects. They just don't realize that that's where they're recognizing you
No,
from.
usually they know they're lying.
Really, they're deliberately trying to
They're
like
deliberately lying,
sort of
or
endear
they believe
themselves,
themselves and they've convinced themselves of something that's not true. I have no idea.
which is
Both,
scarier. Which is
well,
yeah.
both are
Oof,
scary because both
that's
have a particular mindset. When you're dealing with those on an abnormal psychology level, you're dealing with a mindset
mhm.
that is very easily, it can easily go dark, if that makes sense.
No, it does make sense. And I know that you've talked about this before. You've done some extensive research on the darker mindsets for a lot of your books and projects that
Oh,
you
yeah,
work
and you can
on.
get lost in that, by the way, so you have to be really, really careful.
How do you leave breadcrumbs for yourself when you're diving into research, especially research that can be dark or sometimes something to take you to dark places? How do you sort of breadcrumb your way out of that without getting lost in it?
I have a really good network of my actual close friends. I have I have very few of them, but they're a really good network of them, and they always kind of like shine a flashlight or kind of like, I don't know, pull me out of those spaces because they know when I go there and they know what I do to create what I do. They I mean, like Scotty's been my best friend for like 16 years. Definitely knows when I'm in that spot or in that place, and he kind of has figured out, I might need pulled out, and hey, you might want to come back here. Come on, and it's kind of like, okay, well, we can't be there for too long because obviously we'll make ourselves at home, and that's not a good thing.
Oh, yeah, and we talked about that last week as well. We talked about the idea that, being a creative person, being an artist, being somebody who makes nothing, something out of nothing. You look into these worlds that don't exist, and that door swings both ways, as we discussed.
Yeah.
So you do have to be careful of the energy that you bring back from that. It's all people don't understand sometimes that with creatives that it's like a rubber band where you're going out, you're creating all of these things, it's stretching that rubber band out, and sometimes it snaps back, and it has to snap back hard, and you have to recharge,
Yeah.
right? And while you're recharging, you're kind of low, or you're in that dark place, and the worst thing you can do is isolate yourself in that.
That's exactly what I do. I'm kind of naturally like that.
Yeah,
I've always been kind of like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how this ever happened, but I was kind of always like, I'd be perfectly content to like sit in my room and like, I don't know, listen to The Cure and I don't know, write poetry.
She's listening to The Cure and she's writing poetry. Everybody back off.
I mean,
Everybody run.
that's kind of where I'd be, I mean, it would be like a Saturday night downtown and everybody's all playing around and, going out and stuff. And I'm sitting in my room and somehow everybody thinks I was there, which is always funny too, because they like to tell me about this time that they were at the same place as me and that we had so much fun and I never was there. It's always fun too.
Yes, but you're a nice tyrannical fascist.
That was Veruza Balk, right?
Yeah. I think that's going to be, we're going to try to get that in the tagline as much as possible. The pre-roll tagline.
No, I will tell you that's probably the most weird thing is when people claim that they know you.
Yeah, that would
Never even met
trip
you,
me
and you're
out.
like, no.
Yeah.
Kind of freak out about that a little bit
That would
too.
definitely trip me out.
It's uncomfortable because you really don't know them, right? So you don't know what they're capable of, what they're thinking, or why they're thinking that, and you're like, ugh, okay, right.
So, that's insane. Well, Randy, just so you know, and Chris and Nola, just so you know, and Scooter, just so you know, we're at about 42 minutes. You know what that
Wants
means?
me to shut up.
No, it's almost the end of the show.
Oh, you're gonna sing to me?
It's almost. No, I'm not. We could do. The sailors said, "Randy, you're a fine boy. What a good man you would be."
Yes, yes.
We could do Randy themed karaoke.
Oh my God, that's so awesome.
Let's do Randy themed karaoke.
Oh my God, you're the best. Okay.
Where in the meantime and in between time, where can they find you, JJ Phillips?
I'm popping in and out of this Discord now that I know how to do it. I can.
Yeah, definitely on Discord. For sure.
And now that I know exactly what I'm doing, now that I know what I'm doing, because you have been so kind as to teach me.
I have a lot of help from. I think Scooter's doing the heavy lifting on that.
I don't know what I'm doing, and I'm honest about it because I'm not very familiar with Discord. I have a Discord. I'd never before this, and I'd never used it. I only used it actually to talk to my friends, and I have their phone numbers, so it made no sense.
There's actual footage of Scooter trying to teach you how to use Discord right now in the Discord.
Awesome. That is great.
In the meantime, and in between time, you can find me. I'm Bite Sized AC. You can find me on Facebook and Twitter and our Discord. And if you want to find out how to support this and many other shows, head on over to the Hyper Real Media Group Patreon, and you can support us over there and get a backstage pass and get all kind of goodies and whatnot. Until we see people next time, what's your one word? Give people like a fortune cookie sort of send off. What's the JJ advice of the week?
It's gonna be lame.
Gonna be lame is the advice from JJ for the horoscope from JJ this year.
It's gonna be lame.
It's gonna be so. Until next time, listeners, stay improbable.